What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from This is Pop Punk Promotions. I'm here with Arnley from the Neverafter from Chicago, Illinois. How's it going, Arnley?
Awesome, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you coming on. Let's dive right into it. So when and how did you guys form?
Well, first of all, super stoked to finally talk to you and meet you. But dude, this band, it kind of started off as like a COVID project. So we haven't even been a band for a full year yet. So yeah, things have been moving pretty quickly for the amount of time we've been together.
That's really cool. So you guys just released Little Bird. How's the response been?
That one actually, it's funny because Little Bird was kind of like the accidental track. We were literally just in my house one day, just kind of noodling around, thinking of ideas. And Pat, our other guitarist, just started playing Little Bird, and then Connor kind of chimed in with what ended up being the chorus hook. And I honestly thought it was just gonna be a filler track, but this track has been the one that like people have like resounded with like the most, and it's very cool to see everyone's take on this song because each and every one is different and everyone's got so many stories from it, so it's super cool.
That's awesome, man. So you're from Chicago, Illinois. How's the pop punk emo scene there? Do you have a favorite local band, a favorite venue?
Right, favorite venue first of all is probably Bottom Lounge. That's probably the best sounding venue out here. As far as like pop punk and emo, it's not as prominent as I guess the New England states, because I know a lot of pop punk bands like come out of there. Like the big band that we have out of Chicago is Real Friends, and they're super good. So yeah, as far as Chicago bands, they're probably one of my favorites.
That's awesome. So who are your biggest influences?
Man, that is a super tough one. I guess my main influence when it came to like the Never After was from First to Last, like just going back to my emo roots of like MySpace roots. So they're definitely one of the top bands that I draw influence from. And lately also Neck Deep. I've been getting a lot more into them lately. So they've been fun to kind of like pull some inspiration from.
So if you could tour with one of those bands, which one?
Definitely from First to Last. That would be like probably one of my dream tours, and 16-year-old me would be super stoked.
That would be awesome being able to tour with Sonny Moore.
Yeah. Yep. Literally my MySpace idol from when I was like 15 years old.
Dude, you and me both.
Did you go
Need
through
to
that
make
whole
MySpace
emo
great
phase?
again.
Yes. If only it came back.
You never know. Anything's possible.
I mean, it's kind of been coming up like lately, but like a full resurgence would be awesome, even if it was for like a short amount of time.
I'll lead the I should say we can lead the way. We can lead the revival.
Yes. Let's do it. I'm 100% on board with that.
Sounds good, man. All right, so now I'm going to ask you some non-music questions. It's a good way for me to get to know you. I did this with the other bands I interviewed. Are you ready?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, first one, favorite book.
Favorite book. Man, actually, you know what? I haven't read like a book in a long time. Like, I feel so bad for saying that, but I actually just finished up a book maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like my 8th grade teacher, she wrote it. It was about her. She was born in Ireland in like the 50s, and her mom was like, it was like a struggle back then. Like if you didn't have a husband and you had a kid, you were like looked down upon. So she got she gave her away pretty much, and the whole book was about her mom giving her away, and then 50 years later reuniting with her. Wow. So I literally read that book front to back in about a day and a half, and that is like the most I've read in such a long time. So
that's impressive that you finished it that quickly.
It's such a good story, and I guess since I knew like who it was about, it literally just hooked me in. So it's called I Call Her Mary. If anybody ever wants to check it out, it's a good
I'll
read.
have to look into it. That sounds awesome.
It's a very good read.
Very cool. So if you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you want to have with you?
Oh man, I've struggled with this question since like, you do you remember MySpace bulletins?
Yes.
You know how they have like surveys? And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was one of those questions. And to this day, I still can't figure a set answer, but I guess one, my guitar, two, everyone's answer is like a cell phone or a computer. And I guess three, an iPod, if that is still a thing. Those were my answers back then. So
That's
I'm gonna
another
stick
thing
with
that
that.
we need to bring back is iPods. Because I feel like
Oh
nowadays,
man.
like kids don't know what iPods are. Like I'll
Yeah.
have my iPod out and the kids will just be like, what is that? I'm like, are you slow? Are you
Do you remember how
serious?
big they were when they first came
Oh,
out? It
they
was
were
like
freaking huge.
brick.
Yeah, they were super huge and they were super thick. And he took up like your entire pocket.
Yeah. And then when they came out with the iPod minis, I thought that was like the sickest thing.
Oh yeah, those were awesome.
Mhm.
Because you can put a
But
lot of music on them and they're not super duper bulky and they don't take up your entire pocket.
yeah, exactly. The first ones were just like, it was like a brick.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I actually have all my old iPods that don't work from back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, they have sentimental value, so that's
Yeah.
why I still have them. I didn't, chuck them or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
well, the
if
ones
they
that I used to have went through the dryer.
oh
So now I'm gonna
no.
have to go out and get another one. And I started looking online, and they're like, $70.
Yeah.
So
I wonder how much they're
that.
worth on like eBay if they still worked, like a first gen iPod. Like they've got to be worth some kind of money.
Yeah, no, I saw the original ones the other day, and they were like, I think like $200.
What?
Yeah, yeah, they're absolutely insane.
That's crazy for being over like what, almost 30 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah,
Still getting $200. That's pretty decent.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'll have those people that'll pay for it. Me personally, I don't know if I'll pay two. I mean, I love iPods, but I don't know if I would
Mhm.
pay $200-300 for them.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially like
Now,
our phones are pretty much iPods.
right now, $50, okay, $70, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pay for that. But like $200, $300, not happening.
Yeah, definitely not. You got to be like an insane Apple collector if you're gonna drop that amount of money on an
Yeah.
iPod.
So, what was the best vacation that you've been on?
The best vacation. I went to Cancun, Mexico. I think it's like 2013. It was for my cousin. She had a destination wedding in Cancun, and Jimmy, our bass player, actually came with me too. So it was me and him, and like a small group of my family and my cousin's friends. So my cousin, I think she's like 3 or 4 years older than me, but it was like an all-inclusive resort, and we pretty much like had a part of the resort just for us because it was like her wedding party. So it was like pretty much empty except for us. And it was like 3 days of just tequila, nonstop mimosas, and just buffets. So I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Yeah, that sounds pretty chill. Not gonna lie.
It was a lot of fun, especially because we also went in like December, and December in Chicago is unbearable.
I can't imagine.
So perfect time to go to Cancun. Yeah.
So if you go back in time and talk to one world leader or person of influence, who would it be?
Hmm. Man, it can be anyone,
Could
any
be
person of
anybody,
influence.
and a dead musician counts as a person of influence.
Okay. I see. That's the thing. I don't know if I would want to talk to a dead musician. Like, I guess if I were to go back in time, I used to have this like weird obsession with like the Titanic and just like looking into it. So I think I would want to go talk to like the people that were on the Titanic. So yeah,
That's a different answer. I like it.
yeah. I was just very enthralled with that like time period and like how it all happened. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
go with that.
yeah, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
So if you had $1 million and you could donate to any charity, which one?
Any charity?
Any charity.
Oh man, I'm gonna sound like a horrible person because I don't know of many charities. I guess I do watch a lot of WWE, and they have this charity called Connor's Cure. So I'll probably donate to that.
Who's your
That's
favorite
fun.
wrestler?
Oh, dude, Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Jeff Hardy for days. Did you ever watch WWE?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big WWE guy because I did the high school and college wrestling. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a reason why I was never a big WWE guy. Because whenever I told people I wrestled, they're like, "Oh, so WWE like The Rock," and I'm like, "No, not quite."
You did
But
real wrestling.
yeah, no, I do the real wrestling. I'm not trying to like be a jerk or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I did like a little bit of what's it called, Hulk Hogan. I was a little bit of
Mhm.
a Hulk Hogan fan, and yeah, brother, and
Yeah.
Ric Flair, woo, and stuff like
Yes.
that. But other than that,
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't really my thing. But teach his own.
I was mainly in it for because it was like almost like a guy's soap opera. Like there
Right.
were so many different stories, and like back then when you're like a kid, it's like I gotta tune in next week, see what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
but like nowadays the stories aren't that great.
Right. Like back in the day, there was like a storyline to it, and you had to watch like it's like a TV show. You have to watch every episode to be able to follow along with what's going on, and so same
Yeah.
with that, you have to follow each match to know exactly like how it's going to end.
Yeah, exactly. Like it is 100% fake and like all that, but the stories were so good back then.
Right. I get why so many of my friends were and are still into it.
I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday, but when I found out that The Rock and like Stone Cold and like Triple H, I legit like as like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I'm probably gonna look like a huge dumbass right now, but
Right.
I legit thought that those were their real names.
Oh, that
And
was
then
me too. I can relate.
like when I found out The Rock's name was not The Rock, it was like finding out Santa was not real.
Once you found out that his actual name is Dwayne, you're like your heart was just crushed. You're like, oh wow, that's
Literally,
really
yeah.
fake.
Especially like Dwayne.
Right.
Like
That's kind of
he's not,
random if you think about it.
yeah. Like I will just know him as The Rock.
Right. It's better. It's shorter.
It's
It sounds
badass.
cooler. It's
Yep.
badass.
Yeah. No offense to any Dwayne's watching out there.
Right, right, right. All right, man. Last question. What are some places in Chicago that visitors should check out?
Dude, so there are actually a ton of like different like pop-up shops around here that like if you come around like certain times of the year, they will have like these super random cool spots. Like we have these bars, they're like arcade bars. They'll do like random pop-ups. Like they did a Nickelodeon one, like 90s Nickelodeon, where everything was themed Nickelodeon. There was like an office pop-up where it was like an interactive like bar and it was like set up like the office. So I would definitely recommend checking those out. We have a bunch of cool museums. I know a lot of people come here for the Bean and like the Tower, but there's so much more cooler stuff out there than that. So yeah, I would
Well, next
definitely
time I get back
recommend.
out there, take me to those places.
Dude, yes, yes. Let me know when you're ever out here. We'll definitely hit up those pop-up places. Like there are a ton of them, and like there's this one cool spot I actually want to check out. It's like a lawn. It looks like a laundromat from outside, and then you literally just like walk through. It's like a door, but like the front is like a washer and a dryer, and then you like go through it, and it's like this whole like magic dinner. Like there's like a live magic show behind it, but like on
That's
the outside,
sick.
it's just like a laundromat. So places like those, definitely check those out.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely have to hit that up.
Definitely, dude. 100%. Let me know whenever you're in town. I'll definitely take you all those places.
Sounds good, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and chatting up a little bit. The support really does mean a lot to me.
Dude, absolutely. You were like one of the first people that like hit me up and like I hit you back up about like doing something like this. And it's people that you that keep the music scene alive. So more power to you for doing stuff like this. It's awesome.
Well, that means a lot to me, man. So for the people that are going to watch this later, where can they find your music at?
We're all over Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. Instagram is _Neverafter. But yeah, you can find us YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff.
Sounds good. Well, I hope you have a great night and we'll chat soon.
You too, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. See ya.